It's been 2 years. I'm finally blowing the lid on this. I can no longer keep my lips sealed shut on it. You can only keep the genie in the lamp for so long before someone comes along and rubs him out. I posted a video 2 years ago called I Just Lost a Major Partnership. In this video, I was pretty upset and whining and crying like a baby whose mother denied him a titty about the fact that a partnership that I had been working on for a long time and was very excited about had recently just been blown up by them for the silliest reason imaginable. Actual dream partnership. It's a company that I literally have grown up with my whole life and have always wanted to work with in a big capacity, and finally we had a big thing in the works. And I never named that company. I tiptoed around it, treated it like Voldemort's name, but today I am going to name that company. It was PlayStation. We had a huge deal in the works with PlayStation to do a lot with them, with Dead Space and Final Fantasy. And then I released the music video Filthy. It's a song from Troy and I of The Gentle Men, and it's a joke song that's just over the top, gross, and yucky. And the corporate suits over there at the Sony Games division were left aghast at this music video, shocked. They reacted to it the same way people used to react to Two Girls, One Cup or One Guy, One Jar. They fucking flew back in their chair, hand over their mouth, gasping, and they then canceled all of our partnerships, not only with Dead Space and Final Fantasy, but every future deal was now off the table. And over the course of 2 years, I assumed that they'd come to their senses and realize how fucking stupid that is, all just because of this music video that most people probably don't even remember. And it's not even that bad. It's just, overly sexual to a, ridiculous degree as a satirical take on, it's not even that big of a deal. I'm not in there just spamming slurs or anything. I don't fucking show my whole asshole and flop my meat around, fire hosing the camera or anything. It's not a big deal. It's really not. I will say, some of the lines, some of the bars, fire. Some of the most well-written, thought-provoking pieces of lyricism that have ever come out. Putting the pen to the paper for some of these lines, the paper was catching on fire. Especially those first couple of lines. That is the whole reason we learned to read and write in the first place. That was the apotheosis of written words. The shit I spit is grimy, I make her pussy slimy, I know she got a boyfriend but that bitch will never find me, remind me what's on my mind, see, this girl's got me screaming like a hemorrhoid in my hiney. That's Shakespearean. Come the fuck on. They're Eminem, Kendrick, all of the top tier lyricists that you see on those top 10 lists, they could never. They couldn't. They shan't. Yet I did. And got punished in a big way for it by PlayStation. It's been 2 fucking years and I'm still blacklisted. We almost had another deal go through with a PlayStation property. That one I won't name, but we almost had another one go through, and at the last possible stage of that deal, Sony PlayStation came in and smited it. They said you cannot work with them. Am I on crazy pills? Am I the only one that this is extremely ridiculous to? It was a song 2 years ago, and they hated it so much that now they got my fucking face on a dartboard at the Sony HQ throwing darts at it. They hate me there for it now. I wasn't shit-talking PlayStation property in the song. It wasn't even bad. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But it's still, to this day, has prevented them from ever wanting to work with me in any capacity. And it sucks because, as I mentioned in that last video, this is a company who's got a lot of property that I am a huge fan of. A lot of games and a lot of things that spin off of the games, like shows and shit. A lot of stuff they have under their umbrella that I am a big fan of and would love to work with them in some capacity, but I cannot at all. They refuse. I am like a pariah at the Sony headquarters over there. All because of a completely unrelated music video 2 years ago. Now, I know you're probably asking, how do I know it's the music video specifically? They fucking told us! They literally told us why. Because we were actually only 2 or 3 days away from doing a Dead Space thing, a big Dead Space partnership. And then I dropped the music video, and the day after that came out, we got the notice that it was all completely canned. And when Matt was talking to them about hey, what happened, they just told us why. They said it was because of the music video. They weren't shy about it. We're not speculating that that's why. They fucking told us that that's why. Maybe the person that we were communicating with over there really hated that music video and he sabotaged this internally because he didn't like it, and maybe the Sony Games division has no idea. I don't know, but maybe that's just me with the fucking tinfoil condom on with the conspiracies. I don't know. All I know for sure is that we were told the reason that we will never be allowed to work with PlayStation ever is because of that music video. I think it's silly. Like, the songs, like, that's the sex anthem. That song, Filthy, it invented sex too. And they're gonna disrespect Troy and I like that? Showing no respect to the gentlemen? What kind of world are we living in, huh? I decided to finally let the cat out of the bag on this because it's just so clear now that they're never going to work with me in any capacity. So what's the point in bottling this in? It's such a silly story, I wanted to share it in more detail. Because when I first talked about it, I had to talk around it because I was hoping that maybe the relationship between us would be mended and repaired over time. But that day I just don't believe will ever come. Not even the book from It Takes Two could bring this relationship back together in a healthy manner. Oh, also, I definitely want to put this in here. It's not directly PlayStation themselves here, but the butterfly effect that kind of spanned from it. So after the relationship with PlayStation folded like fucking origami, after they put the kibosh on us, well, our longest running partnership with a company, G Fuel, we were with G Fuel at the time, we had been with them for years at this point. Well, the head of G Fuel comes to us after all this, and it was around the time where our contract was set to auto-renew, and he wanted to have this big call. And he came to us and he said, look, we know about Filthy. Okay, and it's not the Manhattan Project, it's not some kind of secret experiment, you know, it's a music video that is still on my channel. And then he goes on about, like, we know about Filthy, and we know what it's done. We know about the lost partnerships because of it, and we also recognize we're taking a huge risk keeping you on board. And this douchebag went on and on for a little while, eventually getting to the point where he brings up the contract, saying, like, you know, your contract is coming up, and to account for the risk we're taking, we're going to need to make some big alterations here. And the changes were, make it significantly worse, make it complete dog shit. Turn that contract into a piece of toilet paper, basically, where it was everything in G Fuel's favor. Like, they get the whole kit and caboodle, and all of our, like, previous terms basically meant nothing. All because he was trying to now use the Filthy music video and lost PlayStation partnership as leverage in his contract negotiation with us to fuck me in the face. Just preposterous, really. I have no doubt he never even watched the music video or anything like that. The song was not even, like, super popular, so it's not like a huge risk. It's not like everyone was talking about Filthy, like, wow, this song is, this is some bad stuff. Like, you know what, let's just say Filthy did get so much popularity to the level of, like, Party in the USA or something. Like, if it was to that level of popularity, I still don't think there would have been any fucking brand risk issue. Like I don't think, like, there's ever anything in that song or music video to warrant PlayStation getting all bent out of shape about it and fucking blacklisting me for it, or G Fuel trying to use that as leverage in a contract negotiation because it's such a huge risk for them. Like, it's just so absurd, all from, like, one quick joke music video and song. So yeah, I really wanted to share this in detail since it's been 2 years now, and it's very clear that I will probably forever remain blacklisted at the PlayStation HQ. Also, I've well moved on from G Fuel. Gamer Supps is significantly better. Goof Juice is the best beverage this world has ever constructed. It is the perfect elixir. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about the legacy of the Filthy music video and everything that happened from it. That's about it. So yeah. A couple days ago, a friend of mine, Matt, came over. You might have met him before. He's a good friend of mine. I've known him for a long time, and we had a little play date. And he came over and we got to talking. We got to yapping a little bit, blabbering about really evil companies. I think it started because we were going through, like, Meta. And as we were going over, like, Meta and all of their shadiness, and it naturally led to, like, TikTok and Twitter and Amazon, the whole kit and caboodle. And then we ended up just diving down the rabbit hole of just discussing, like, evil companies in general. So I just fired on the OBS and started recording the conversation. This is really just the stream of consciousness and ranting about bad companies and learning about how some companies we knew were bad were even worse than we thought. And I just decided, hey, Maybe you'd find it interesting. Or maybe you just want to hear about some shitty companies. So here's two stupid assholes talking about some of the evil corporations in the world. So there's some companies I know are evil, but I can't put my finger on why, like BlackRock.
Right.
And Blackstone.
Exactly.
And any, like, Black plus
one of the
geode is like bad.
They're always. It almost feels like they tried to make the evilest company.
Yeah, like so. What is BlackRock? They're an investment group, right?
Exactly, and that's everybody's. There's also BlackRock Bar and Grill. They're fine.
Evil.
I don't like their food. They're fine.
And then so BlackRock
investing.
They own everything, right?
Like just everything in the world. You should look. Yeah, I'll get the size of their investment fund.
Yeah, and then Blackstone is what do they do?
I don't know what Blackstone is.
Okay, that's massage stones.
Yep.
Blackstone's definitely a company. Oh, I typed in Backstone. I see what went wrong. Okay. Yeah.
There you go, Blackstone.
And it's an investment management company.
And type in who owns Blackstone. I bet it's BlackRock.
Oh no. The geodes go deep. Stephen A. Schwarzman.
Blackstone.
Over 1.1 trillion in assets
under management. All right, now let's see. BlackRock assets. BlackRock has 10.01 trillion in assets under management.
Oh wow. Now what about Rupert Murdoch? He's not a company. Well, he is kind of a company.
He's got a company, right?
Well, he has every company. He is the media mogul. So like every news agency is Murdoch backed. Well, he looks like Dana Carvey in Master of Disguise when he's trying to get into the Turtle Club.
You're absolutely right. Just older.
Yeah.
Also, one thing I've always thought, Rupert Murdoch is the most evil sounding name possible.
Did you see it in the Super Bowl? They gave him a shout out.
I did.
They said shout out Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah, I forget why.
He probably owns the broadcasting rights.
Oh, that's right.
He owns anything that hits the television screen. Yep. Murdoch's got his little winky in.
Oh, he founded Fox.
Oh wow.
I'm pretty sure you know the show Succession.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but I know it.
There we go. I'm pretty sure the main guy in Succession is based on Rupert Murdoch.
That makes sense.
I think if you're in media, you're evil.
Yeah.
Like, if you own media corporations, you are evil.
I think that's fair. Like, I feel like it's also only owned by 3 people. Now, I think the most obvious one that we can definitely
I was going to say, do we want to put our number 1 out there?
Yeah, United Healthcare?
It's UHC.
Yeah. Well, the good news is, checking UHC's website, they claim that they approve and pay 90% of all medical claims.
How is that not just false advertising?
It's just a
we know it's not true.
It's just legitimately a blatant lie. It's so good.
Greedy and evil.
Like, needlessly evil, too. Like, outrageously, comically, cartoonishly evil.
Yes.
I think it's worth mentioning, when we say United Healthcare, I'm talking more about, like, even just general health insurance being the worst company in the world.
I think they are the worst
of the worst, yeah.
But they're all terrible.
There's not a good health insurance provider.
Every other healthcare company probably loves UHC because they take all of the heat. That's also horrible. Like, these are all bad.
Yeah, they're all not good. Burger King is actually going to be on the worst companies list. It's like the worst.
I can't put it as 2.
It wouldn't be 2. It'd be I'd put it in the top 20 just because the food is so almost inedibly bad that I think you have to give a special spot on a list of worst companies because they consistently have the worst possible food options.
All the time. And just to be clear, in our opinion.
Yeah, well, if we want to get factual, Long John Silver's probably worse than Burger King.
If we want to be factual. Boeing.
Oh, Boeing!
Get in the Boeing. This list is going to be so tough. I almost just want a bucket that we throw all the bad companies in.
Yeah.
Because I know UHC's up here.
It's in a different league, really. Boeing's a really good one because Boeing, not only are the planes not performing well and they just stranded astronauts in space on the Starliner for the last fucking 14 months. What was supposed to be an 8-day mission has turned into 300 days stranded on the ISS.
Just insane.
But where do you put them? Because no one's died as a result of the Boeing like corruption yet, aside from the whistleblowers that they're fucking piling corpses up.
But didn't people die in the plane crashes?
Yeah, but that wasn't Boeing's fault. The MAX crashes, that was entirely Boeing's fault. Right. I just mean, like, recently.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But yeah, I mean, Boeing does have tons of blood on its hands. I was just talking about, like, these recent plane crashes aren't...
Those aren't them.
It's not
I agree. And we're nothing if not intellectual and can separate, our feelings.
Yeah.
But I know you've watched the same things back when, like, what happened to Boeing, where they were the golden standard.
If it ain't Boeing, I ain't going.
Exactly. And it was true. And it was when engineers ran the whole company. They sold it. Suits took over for the engineers. Yep. Of course, the first thing they should cut to save money is quality testing and quality assurance.
Yep, and they have so many protocols that they just don't follow anymore.
Yep. And it all just went to shit. But no, you are right. The most recent ones aren't really...
Not Boeing's fault per se.
Yeah.
But the MAX crashes... That was entirely Boeing.
Yeah.
They've got to be up there with, like, the worst companies. I don't know where we'd put it, like, in the top 5.
I don't either. This is another interesting one. I feel like we're getting all the data out there, and then we'll arrange the puzzle. Monsanto.
What's that?
Which, they are the pesticide company.
Yeah, they're agrochemical, agricultural, biotech.
Yes. And I've always heard... What needs to be said except how are they not the number one worst company? Formed at the start of the last century, they are still going strong even after producing PCBs and dioxin and greatly affecting war veterans and Vietnamese children. They had to radically transform to survive towards the end of the century. You start to see that justice must be a joke. I mean, that doesn't say what it is.
Apparently, they manufactured Agent Orange.
Oh!
Holy!
Yeah. Roundup.
Did you see it? I didn't see it. Oh, yeah.
Because Roundup, you know how, like, people will be like, coffee causes cancer. Like, here's a few... But it's very...
It's loose.
Right. Yeah. Roundup is one of the products I found where they're like, this is cancer. Like, they've created cancer in a can, is what I've essentially read.
Okay. Yeah, I've never even heard of it.
This also says... Oh, yeah, there we go. It's got glyphosate in it. What I was reading was that Monsanto knew it caused cancer and also falsified reports to hide it. They're a corporation known to falsify reports in order to obtain approval for whatever they are currently manufacturing. They did this with Agent Orange and PCBs, so it can evidently be surmised that they probably did this with the GMO reports they submitted to the FDA.
I don't know this company very well. They seem bad.
Yeah.
They seem like jerks.
They do.
Agent Orange?
Yep.
Not a fan.
Not great. Not my favorite.
Didn't like it. I did get reminded. Nestle.
I was just about to say that.
Nestle.
I was literally about to say Monsanto reminded me of Nestle.
They have to be in the top 3. It is still great. But do you remember, like, the baby formula controversy for Nestle? Careful examination of Nestle's marketing behavior shows that Nestle entry into low and middle income formula markets caused 212,000 infant deaths per year among mothers without clean water access at the peak of the Nestle controversy of 1981. Well, Nestle also had their infamous statement, "Water is not a human right." Nestle was accused of providing free or low-cost supplies of infant formula in hospitals and maternity centers, often dispensed by milk nurses, which were salesmen dressed in nurse uniforms, to encourage new mothers to use infant formula. Formula use among newborns increased the risk that mothers release prolactin-inhibiting hormones, which signal milk production to shut down, creating a future dependence on breast milk substitutes. By the 60s, Nestle already viewed marketing of formula in hospitals as a strategic approach to encouraging adoption of infant formula, as seen in an excerpt from its 1969 annual report. So Shein's on here. I don't know enough about Shein, but...
Oh, the clothing company?
Temu.
Oh.
Temu's gotta make the list.
Just reminded me, though.
Comcast,
the fucking internet companies.
Yeah,
Nothing's
ISPs.
Good. FTX is crazy because... Clearly, it's a horrible company, but it's like it's almost laughably bad. In a way. Like I guess not for all of the people who lost all of their money in it.
Oh, easy one, Ticketmaster. That's another really easy one.
Yeah, it is. And this is what I'm meaning by buckets, because top bucket you've got UHC, Monsanto, Nestle, the people who are killing
Like
people
actively
and don't
killing
care.
people, yeah.
And then the next bucket is like, you guys fucking suck.
Yeah.
Like, you are greedy as all.
It's just,
get out.
it's a scam, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a huge racket where Ticketmaster owns Live Nation, and like Ticketmaster has all the fees and shit.
Yep.
They're still in a legal battle right now, which is a
With
pretty
who? Like which side?
god. Like they're in just like a huge legal battle. They had a really cool statement that I'm struggling to remember. They said something to the effect of, "We're saving you money." In the end or something. Let me look it up. Ticketmaster argued that competition would cost fans more money in their antitrust lawsuit.
Oh. Yeah, because that's how that works.
Yeah, usually when there's competition, I mean,
Yeah.
the consumers are the ones that are hurt.
They compete to drive price up
Yeah,
faster.
exactly. That's economics 101. With Ticketmaster having monopoly, now they have complete control to look out for your best
You
interests.
know how low they can make those prices if they wanted to?
Yeah, and they are.
Yeah, they're doing it. Purdue Pharmaceuticals. They are the ones behind the Oxy crisis.
How so?
They were the ones who pushed Oxy on all doctors, said it wasn't dangerous at all, lied about everything.
Last month, Attorney General Ken Paxton secured $7.4 billion settlement with Purdue Pharma and Sackler family for the role in the opioid epidemic.
That's wild. They clearly knew, and the fact that nobody's gone to jail is disgusting.
Yeah, I looked up the Sacklers' awful last name, by the way.
You know who played him in one of the Netflix shows?
Huh?
Matthew Broderick.
Oh, God. He was on our Worst Celebrities list. He makes a comeback. For those that don't know why we dislike Matthew Broderick and why he made the bad celebrities tier list, he killed a woman from drunk driving. Well, it was a woman and her daughter, if I remember right. The 1987 car crash, she crossed the wrong lane, collided head-on with another car. The driver, Anna Gallagher, and her mother, Margaret Doherty, were killed instantly. He got charged $100 for the careless driving practices.
Because then you've got Amazon who's like, you can't pee.
Yeah.
So there's all these different categories of bad, essentially.
Bank of America is one that's always going to be on the list. I feel like that one's also pretty obvious.
I feel like there's big industry sections too, like banks in general, healthcare in general.
Lockheed Martin.
I mean, they're...
Nintendo. The way... That one should be pretty clear. I don't like Nintendo.
The way they handle
everything. They shit on the community. They have the most anti-consumer, archaic practices. There's Ubisoft, because they're absolutely in the shitter.
Yeah,
like
and I think there's a lot of these gaming companies. That's why I think I'm saying it's our list, not the objective list.
Yeah.
Because I would put a lot of these gaming companies on there in my mind.
But they also just wouldn't be anywhere in the same ballpark as like,
a UHC.
Yeah, as a...
Exactly.
Or a Lockheed Martin.
Yeah, we've got UHC, Lockheed Martin, Nintendo, Burger King. There's just so many bad companies. So how do we narrow this down to 10? And how do you want to?
I don't know. I don't think we need to. We can just be ranting about shitty companies.
This isn't even a list at this point.
We're
just talking about the worst companies.
Yeah. I think we know which the worst in the world is, though. It's got to be health insurance, right?
It has to be
health insurance.
I feel like there's no world in which it's not. Like, our top buckets are health insurance, pharmaceuticals. I'm trying to think of how I would encompass, like, Monsanto and Nestle.
While you think about that, I'm going to go to a special bucket and put some poop in it. I'll be right back. What'd you find?
So I was reading about this company, Cargill.
Oh, yeah. Cargill? It's pronounced Cargill.
Oh, it's French. They're the second largest privately owned company in the U.S. From what I read, they're bad.
Yep.
But doesn't seem like, I don't think they complete. My whole thing was like people died from Salmonella, E. coli, all this stuff. Let me show you one thing though. But it's not like they created Agent Orange, which I think precludes them from that. Read this. I said this sounds like fucking Hydra.
We are the flour in your bread, the wheat in your noodles, the salt on your fries, the corn in your tortillas, the chocolate in your dessert, the sweetener in your soft drink. We are the oil in your salad dressing and the beef, pork, or chicken you eat for dinner. We are the cotton in your clothing, the backing on your carpet, and the fertilizer in your field.
It feels like a threat.
It feels like what Chucky Finster's mom wrote him before she died.
That's such a different way to look at it.
Wait, do you remember her note?
No.
I'm the wind against your hair,
Oh, no.
the flower in your garden.
So I think Cargill, I don't know enough. I'm not saying they're not bad. I'm just saying I don't know enough to put them on my list.
Yeah, I've never even heard of Cargill,
Me
but
either.
it says they're destroying the planet, so it looks like big deforestation.
Gotcha. All right, not good.
So not good.
You know what? Just because this stuff says it, we'll put them on there. Put them at the bottom. Cargill's there.
They're there. They made it.
So would you say above all else is healthcare?
Yep,
I think that's my number one by a landslide.
for sure. I think so as well.
I think the category of doing really bad things and knowing that you're doing it, and once again people are dying, but just not to the same level as like a UHC who's just denying sick people help.
Yeah, so that'd be pharma, the Purdue
Yep.
Pharma,
Purdue Pharma.
Nestle.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think... I think there's a lot we missed, for sure.
We can keep digging through.
No, we don't need to. I feel like there's just so many it'd be hard to pinpoint. Like, I think there's so many that are obvious, like Apple,
Yeah, and that's the human rights violations, I feel
Yeah.
like, which is Amazon maybe towards the top of that. But once you get into that, it's all of them. It's Apple, it's Nike, it's every clothing manufacturer, 90% of clothing manufacturers. Like,
we didn't even think about cigarettes. Cigarettes is it's so easy. But
this is another category in my head.
does that make them evil though? Because you smoke it and you know it's bad for you. I think they're probably more
like, I think they almost go along with an Exxon in my head, because the amount of money and campaigning they do, at least back then, to convince you they're not bad.
That's true. They used to do that.
And then I think it's all malicious negligence, where you go, I know this is bad, but it makes me money, so I'm going to do everything in my power to keep making this money.
Yeah.
BlackRock's on there.
Pornhub, porn in general.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
Well, see, I know. I thought we were doing worse, not best.
What is this one?
I don't know. Try pulling it up. I thought that was... Is that Titleist?
The worst golf
Worst
balls
golf
I've ever had.
Oh, God. Is that just England?
I think that's a car brand. I think we hit the good ones.
I think we've hit the good ones as well.
I don't think there's any like glaring behemoth we missed or any.
No, we can finish off with our most hated companies, which is Burger King.
Naturally. Artesian builds.
Defunct companies.
Yes.
You happy with that list?
I'm happy with that list. Good work. Good work today. Speedrunning an intro here. I just learned about some of the most entertaining drama of 2024. I saw it through Evil Pineley's video covering the situation 2 weeks ago, and it is still going currently today. It's about the CEO of a parchment paper business losing his mind and having this whiny temper tantrum meltdown, all because he watched a TikTok video of a girl being cooked a meal by her father.
When I told my dad I was going to be getting him the same pans that Gordon Ramsay has, he was so excited. I'm talking about the hex-clad pans, and today...
It's a super innocent video of this girl's dad making a meal, and the CEO of parchmentpaper.com was angrier about this than he would be if he walked in on his wife having sex with another man, though it is quite the stretch of imagination to envision this guy, this lunatic, with any kind of companionship in his life. So after watching this, he was infuriated, went on the actual company's business account, and left a mean comment, which started a series of events he couldn't have possibly foreseen.
I posted a video yesterday of my dad cooking for me with these hex-clad pans that we had gotten. There was a comment on there where the person goes, "Must be tough living a life on easy mode." I also didn't think the comment was rude at first, so I responded with, "Lucky to have parents who make it possible." And they responded, "Yeah, we get it. You have no skills and family money."
That's already such a weird comment right there. Must be nice living life on easy mode when it's just a girl getting cooked a meal by a caring father. Like, how bitter and miserable can your life possibly be to just see something like that and be like, I gotta give her a piece of my mind? That's a line that's usually used in reference to camming or OnlyFans or something. Must be nice living life on recruit difficulty because men are giving you a ton of money just to be hot or be naked or something. And this guy's taking that same energy and putting it into this situation where it's just a girl being cooked a meal by her father. Make it make sense. So he's so upset that he's doing this from the actual business account for parchmentpaper.com. So the Parchment Paper Patriot is really having a conniption. And then the poster responds saying, it's supportive family, got lucky. She said she didn't even find it rude at first, which I don't know how you would see that as anything other than rude. But regardless, her response was super sweet, and he gets even more heated about that, fucking steam coming out of his ears, and goes, yeah, we get it. You have no skills and family money. What kind of projection is this? Holy insecurity. What do you mean you have no skills? All she did was show a video of her dad cooking her a good meal. It's ridiculous to assume that she has no skills. It's based on nothing. She could have bow hunting skills, nunchuck skills. She could be one of the most skillful human beings on the fucking planet. We have no idea. And then he's going, it's just your family's money. You're suckling off their bosom because your parents have money. What is happening here? Do you have no skills because you probably order Uber Eats all the time? Is your skill just ruining businesses? That's a pretty cool skill, I guess. But anyway, this is only the beginning of his rampage, and he just fully self-destructs over the course of the next few hours. It's like Chaozu from Dragon Ball Z, when Chaozu latches onto Nappa and blows himself up, but the sacrifice was in vain because Nappa barely felt anything, really. That's what happens here. Parchment Paper Patriot blows up, and the girl, totally fine, and makes an absolute clown out of this guy. Dunks on him. She obliterates this man.
And at that point, I'm just like, okay, what the hell? Like, maybe this account is hacked, because from a business account, that seems kind of weird. So I send them an email and I'm like, hey, I think somebody's on your business account, leaving cyberbullying comments. Didn't say anything else. That was it. And then I get an email from the CEO of...
I think anybody in their right mind would assume that business account is hacked, because what little toddler would be shitting their pants, soiling their diaper over something as simple as watching a TikTok video of a girl being cooked a meal by her father? So I think that's very sound logic. Oh, this account must be hacked. I'll let the business know. So she reaches out, and the CEO himself, Brandon Howard, steps forward saying, I don't consider stating factual information is cyberbullying, but if you're offended over a comment about having no skill set while getting to frolic through life with family money as bullying, I'd call the cyberbully police. Delete the comment and move along. Cheers. Brandon, I think the department we need on this case is the cringe police, because Jiminy Christmas, holy cannoli. Oh, he tried a facts don't care about your feelings moment there. What facts are we talking about? Her having no skill set? You have no idea who she is. You know nothing about her. All you watched was her get cooked a meal. I'm sure your parents cooked you meals at some point, right? Maybe they don't anymore because you're probably insufferable to be around, so they probably cut you off. I imagine that's the case, which is why you're so upset over this moment. I don't see at all how this would be indicative of her just frolicking through life, coasting off of her family's money. That's a unreal leap in logic based on nothing at all. And honestly, she was like a good Samaritan here, looking out for your business, thinking that you might have been hacked because of how awful this behavior is and how terrible the look it is for your business, and then you double down and make things significantly worse by being this big loser. Also, I love the chutzpah here from Big Baby Brandon to claim that she was offended over his comment, when this sensitive worm was offended first over her being made a meal. This guy needs to call the wambulance because he can't stop crying about this video of a father making a meal for his daughter.
Considering my parents literally grew up in mud huts, worked their ass off to get out of India, get us here, and get me to the position that I am and able to have a full-time job and a side career. Then he goes back to the page and goes, cyberbullying is even more funny, and the fact that you emailed us to tell us is actually hilarious. Enjoy frolicking through life and leave the rest up to us adults who create actual economic value without a trust.
Yeah, leave the heavy lifting up to the real adults. like Brandon Howard, CEO of parchmentpaper.com. It's comical that the parchment paper guy is trying to act hard here. Like, I don't know what he expected to happen. He just looks so stupid, claiming that she's like a trust fund kid based on nothing. Literally nothing. All just gobbledygook here. All you saw was a video of her getting made a meal by her father. How could you possibly connect all of these weird dots? To me, it seems like the person who's really frolicking through life on easy mode is you, who has unlimited time in the day to respond to random people on TikTok and leave comments that just let everyone know that you're an outrageous asshole. Like, you must not be doing that well business-wise, if that's what it's boiled down to here.
They did send me a legal notice. It came from info@parchmentpapers.com, and it says that they are really worried about the safety of their team, and if I don't remove the defamatory posts on TikTok, they will be taking legal action, which I don't believe it's defamatory
because it's not defamatory at all. All she did was share his comments, which are public, in that email, his statements, all from his mouth. This stupid douchebag is just doing one of those desperate Hail Mary maneuvers when they have nothing else left and trying their absolute best to save a sinking ship from the holes that they themselves have poked in it. And it doesn't work, and it actually leads to him looking like even more of a clown, because she points out some pretty interesting things about this cease and desist.
So yeah, like, I don't believe it's defamatory. I also don't believe you have a legal department because you signed it incorrectly. It says legal department at parchmentpapers.com. You forgot the dot. Did you forget to delete the part where it says, like, your contact information because you're using a template? And also, what's with the cease and desist? I thought it was CEASE. Who's doing your spell check?
Good heavens, Brandon Howard did some ayahuasca and tried to send a cease and desist and lost himself somewhere in the sauce. So apparently it was signed incorrectly from legal department at parchmentpapers.com. And then here's some more information on it, I suppose, where he left in your contact information in brackets. So as she points out, that means he's most likely using a template here. That is actually that shit on a teleprompter where it's like, wait for applause, and you say it out loud, and you're like, ugh, I made a big boo-boo because I wasn't supposed to read that. He fucking left that in. This absolute buffoon. And the goober doesn't even know what a cease and desist is. He did seize and desist. Holy shit. I think he's the only one that works at this company. Nobody else saw this before the email got sent out. His supposed legal department okayed this. If he does have a legal department, they need to be fired right now. They need to get fired yesterday, because that is a disgrace. That is not a legal document whatsoever. Fucking your contact information in brackets, cease and desist. You couldn't have made that any worse. This legal document he tried to send over is now more worthless than the parchment paper that he's built his life upon.
Another day, another email. This time you decided to fix the typos. Congratulations. And you also told me you're fixing the typos. Very interesting thing for your legal department to say.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. She is cooking him harder than the meal that her father cooked her in the first place that started all of this. I love how he proudly calls attention to fixing the typos. Like a student in class, like, excuse me, teacher, I fixed the spelling mistakes in the cursive. Fix the typos just in case you couldn't figure out we're very serious about this issue, as your direct actions to intentionally harm to us. Oh my god, the grammar is diabolical as well. And our company is not being taken lightly. We expect action to be taken within 48 hours. See attached. It's probably a picture of Brandon Howard's butthole here going spread goatsy on her. So, this is clearly, again, written by someone that is lacking a 4th grade education. Brandon, I think your first hire at parchmentpaper.com should be an English tutor for yourself here. This is bad. How you even attempt to run a business is beyond me. I guess they just let anyone into the parchment paper industry these days. But, yeah. So, Brandon again tries to strike back here, and again looks super dumb for it. But congrats on fixing the typos, idiot.
But your cease and desist at the bottom, I saw that it said rocketlawyer.com. So, of course, I had to call them and ask them, is this a real legal document? And they said no immediately, and they said this looks like a phishing scam and you should probably not respond.
Oh god, even rocketlawyer.com's shooting spitballs at Brandon now. Just saying that, no, it's definitely not real. It's probably a phishing scam. Don't respond to it. Oh, what do you use the parchment paper for, Brandon? Honestly, it's almost poetic that the guy who owns a paper business can't read or write very well. I think that's poetic almost.
Anyways, then you decided you're going to start using my work email, which is public, to sign me up for corn sites, for Scientology, but you forgot that those companies will actually send you the IP where the accounts were made from. And it's funny because it's pinging in California, and I'm not in California, but I do remember that on Trustpilot, when you had your address up, it was coming up in California. Suspicious, huh?
Brandon's out here collecting L's like they're the Infinity Stones. He is greedy for that shit. He can't stop losing. And I can't stop thinking about how he signed off that legal document about, like, having 48 hours to comply or whatever, trying to give it, like, a deadline, like, this is the ultimatum. You've got to do it within 40 hours, or else it's gonna get serious if you couldn't tell. That's just so lame. Like, I feel like he must have just watched Mission Impossible at some point. This message will self-destruct upon finishing. That kind of thing, and he tried to channel that into this document here to give, like, a sense of urgency, but it falls so flat.
But you want attention so freaking bad because you will not stop talking about this. You are basically the only one who is still talking about this at this point. Since my initial email to you where I thought your company was hacked, I have not tried to contact you. At first, you were laughing and sipping Mai Tais on the beach, and then you were having crybaby sales because this was drawing you so much attention.
So this video is only 3 days old, which is weeks after Brandon's biblical meltdown, and he's still going on about it. So this is a screenshot from his crybaby special, which, oh my god, the irony almost makes me sick. This fucking guy lacks self-awareness to an almost delusional degree. He is the only one that has been crying. He started with the waterworks and the French cries because he watched a girl get cooked a meal by her father. He is the crybaby, and yet he's still trying to push it on everyone else like they're the problem. Our thousands of real customers will appreciate this. On sale, custom dimensions on demand. Boy, howdy, Brandon. Custom dimension parchment paper? I'm out the door. I gotta get on that right now. All these real customers are probably just so excited by this. Nothing makes me believe in a company quite like them referring to their customers as the real customers. I'm sure there's probably dozens of them. Dozens.
Your fake legal letters were not working. You thought it would be a smart idea to reach out to my boss at the agency that I work for and ask him to remediate the situation for you. You thought you could tell my boss to tell me to delete my videos. Just because you involved your business by commenting from your business profile does not mean that you get to include my place of work.
Pathetic, slimy tactics from an absolute greaseball here. So he apparently contacts her boss to try and whine to him to fix it, which obviously didn't do anything. Brandon, this is so sad. This is so embarrassing.
When all of this failed, you thought it would be a great idea to send me one more email stating that you will deal with it as you see fit, whatever the hell that means. And then you decided to add this banner to your website. I'm sure you think that
this is when it gets so spicy. We do not support woke, feminist, cancel culture, hate mob groups who do nothing positive in our community. On his official parchmentpaper.com website, this guy has lost his marbles. He's off his gourd right now. He's going sicko mode. Brother, what are you even talking about? All she did was showcase your comments and made fun of you. What is the woke feminist cancel culture movement here? You made yourself look stupid and people clowned on you for it, rightfully so. You are the problem. And also, didn't you just try one of those cancel culture maneuvers by contacting her boss and her place of work to get her in trouble because of you and your beef with her? How can you lack self-awareness to this degree? It's almost criminal, I would say. It gives me the heebie-jeebies. So he's got this now proudly posted on his website at that point, and I also love how he says that she does nothing positive for the community. When you came out of nowhere, the negative Nancy, just saying that she lives life on easy mode and has no skills and relies on her family's money, all just because she had a video of her father cooking for her. What are you talking about? What positive shit do you bring to the world, Brandon? Now, I will say, that section right there is just so outlandish with the woke feminist cancel culture mob being on the paper's website. It's so over the top that I half believe that might actually be faked by somebody, and I also struggle to believe that Brandon would be competent enough to even put that on his website in the first place. I just don't think he has the capability to do that. and I really don't think he has a team around him. I think it's just him. So I think that one might not be real. But to argue against that point, his statements on the official Black Label Paper Instagrams echo that same sentiment about like the woke cancel culture mob and all of that shit. So there is a chance that it's real. There is a very good chance that it's real, but I do want to put it out there that I haven't been able to 100% confirm beyond a shadow of a doubt that it is, because as of right now, it's not on the website. But he could have just deleted it after backlash.
But you continue to talk about it, you continue to make stories about it, and you continually want the attention. As if all of this was not enough, you decided that you were going to start making all of your stories on your Black Label Paper account involving your other company now for no apparent reason. Take down another company, why don't you?
So this is his other business that he's now calling in off the bench for this drama. I cannot imagine why he thought that'd be a good idea, but it's Black Label Paper. So all of his businesses are parchment and paper related, and I would wager a guess that the quality of his product is most likely atrocious, probably not even like worthy to be toilet paper if I had to guess. So he goes, all you fucking losers need to stop messaging us about a fake TikTok account made by then her and her dumb-ass minions because her fragile little ego couldn't handle a couple smart-ass comments on IG about skill set and money. I've never had the commie bullshit app TikTok in my entire life. A bold-faced lie. Also, why would you be posting this on your business account again? Like, your real customers that didn't know about any of this are now being made aware of it, and you look so weak and pathetic in all of it. And tell that little... Oh my god. Oh, what? Oh, I can't even read these. Holy shit. Fucking losers, I swear it's been 2 weeks almost and still have to deal with this childish bullshit. You are the only one keeping it up, by the way. You are the only one that still is doing this and engaging with it. No one else is talking about it. This drama it's dried up. It's gone stale. But he keeps putting it on people's radar. He keeps serving this up on a plate to us. He's cooking it for us. And we're eating it. He's doing it. He's the chef. She is too immature to settle this privately, and I'm not going to let some woke hate mob ruin my reputation because they live in some mystical fairyland of make-believe and think because they have 20k followers they're doing something in life. Clown emojis. I also can't help but laugh at how much he keeps trying to throw out woke, cancel culture, all of that kind of shit. Just a bunch of buzzwords that don't even apply here, because all that happened was she showed these comments from a laughably embarrassing CEO that he publicly made and then shared his email where he doubled down on it. That's it. It's all his fault. There's nothing else beyond that. And he just can't accept it. He can't come to terms with reality because he lives in the mystical fairyland. Like, he's in the fucking Narnia. Nobody else. It's just him. Here's another one of his posts, this time on a really cute background. He talks about Business Insider and some articles reaching out for a comment. Some fragile ego wannabe influencer IG about their lack of skill set and frolicking through life, where she got so offended and cited the woke hate mob smear campaign against me to get me canceled. Fake accounts were made by her delusional woke followers. He just keeps sprinkling that in there as much as possible, just trying desperately. I cleared up the reality of the situation with all three media outlets. It didn't fit their narrative either, which was to further extend the adult children drama. God. So after 9 years in business, 3 business publications don't care about the good I've done and the help I give to people on a daily fucking basis. Yeah, I'm sure your parchment is invaluable. I'm sure you're doing a great service. You really seem like a stand-up gentleman. Their entire goal is just to hate people who try and do good. You really seem like you're striving to do good, Brandon. You really fucking do, brother. Yeah. What a saint. Oh, they demand respect yet do absolutely nothing to earn it and hate every person who doesn't bend over for their spineless agenda. If you're going to try and shit on me, my brand, business, and companies, you losers need a job, hobby, life outside of TikTok. Fucking losers in their 20s with an 11-year-old intelligence, but yeah, I'm the asshole. Yeah, you are the asshole, Brandon. Also, you're the one with the 11-year-old intelligence. You can't even read and write properly. You tried to make a legal department, like to cosplay as a legal department, and couldn't even get the emails correctly. Typos out the wazoo, and even in the ones where you fix the typos and even proudly proclaim that you fix the typos, you still make a typo. You suck. Like, you are the one with the child brain.
Sure what your end game here is, and I'm not even sure that you know what your end game here is, but in your own words, I don't have time to bicker back and forth about some nonsense comments, nor is it my problem that you're offended over them.
Yeah, that about sums that up. I think she did a great job of just closing the book on it with that final statement there. Fucking fire. I think this whole drama has been so wacky. Like, entertainingly silly, all over nothing. It started over nothing. Just a really insecure, sensitive guy who lost his mind. and couldn't help but do as much damage to him and his business's reputation. And very impressive stuff. I had to talk about this when I learned about it. Huge thanks to Pinely for showing me this, because this is gold. This is some of that like top tier drama. You know what I mean? So I had to talk about it. That's about it. See ya. I think at this point it's safe to say Activision Blizzard is the most evil video game company ever. And not because their games are shitty. You know, they made Overwatch and that's a crime against humanity, sure. But a couple months ago, it was revealed of the horrifying workplace culture and the absolutely revolting things that happened there, including rapes, sexual assaults, and a suicide, which was directly attributed to the employees sharing nudes of that individual around the office. A whole multitude of disturbing, awful things. But somehow all of that was just the tip of the diarrhea iceberg, just a little appetizer, a small hors d'oeuvre to hold you over for the main course, which dropped yesterday. Yesterday, a huge piece was published revealing even more shocking information, and it even puts the crosshairs right on the tiny micro-penis of Bobby Kotick, Activision CEO. It alleges that Big Bobby Kotick not only knew about all the awful shit going on at Activision, but also played a role in it, and did his best to keep it under wraps and away from the board of directors. Now I know what you're thinking, Charlie, there's no fucking way this is true. Not Saint Bobby Kotick, he wouldn't do something like this. That man is an angel, a gift from God to gamers. And I understand where you're coming from, because when these allegations first came to light a few months ago, Bobby Kotick delivered one of the most powerful speeches America's ever heard, up there with the greats like JFK's "We choose to go to the moon" speech.
There's an article today that paints an inaccurate and misleading view of our company, of me personally, and my leadership. Anyone who doubts my conviction to be the most welcoming and inclusive workplace doesn't really appreciate how important this is to me.
God damn, he's charming. Such a beautiful way with words. The way he's able to just expertly dismiss everything as being wrong and misleading or out of context. Oh, expertly done. Truly immaculate stuff. Not the best apology video ever. I mean, I think it would have been better if he just went on camera and showed his asshole, just goateed himself. It would have been just about as effective as this speech he gave here. It's pathetic. And how anyone ever believed for even a second that Bobby Kotick didn't know what was going on at the company is beyond me. You have to be delusional to think that his hands were ever clean in this situation, but now there's mountains and mountains of evidence that link him to these allegations. Just to give you a small taste of one that I just learned about, in 2006 he threatened to have his assistant killed. Like, goddamn, Bobby Kotick has truly become like a raid boss in a Blizzard game. He is going full fucking supervillain mode here. Now, before I really dive into all the evil shit that was recently revealed here, there is one group of people that I'd like to extend a sincere I'm sorry to, just a real heartfelt apology to, and that's to all the Blizzard fans out there, the fanboys that are huffing dangerous amounts of copium. My heart breaks for you. It's been a rough year to be a Blizzard fan. Ever since I made my video talking about the Activision Blizzard situation, I've been attacked on my Twitch streams about it, from people that are doing their best to minimize the situation and justify certain things. It's tough to be not only a fan of Blizzard, but then also act as their PR and fight their battles online just because you like World of Warcraft. It's just people that are fans of their property that are just fighting tooth and nail to try and explain why women needed to be sexually harassed at the company in order for World of Warcraft to be good. It's just, I know it's rough. You put a lot of countless hours into defending them for no fucking reason. And I just want to say it's going to be really hard this time around with this new one. Now, I finished reading the article, but it's locked behind a paywall, and I'm not brave enough to take screenshots of it for a YouTube video. So instead, I'm just going to show you screenshots from someone else's YouTube video who also makes a really good breakdown of it all. So I'm going to show you that for the important bits that I'd like to talk about. So right away within the first paragraph, you already can see how heavy this gets. A lawyer for a former employee at Sledgehammer Games, which is an Activision-owned studio, alleged in an email that her client had been raped in 2016 and 2017 by her male supervisor after she had been pressured to consume too much alcohol in the office and at work events. Now, previously on Dragon Ball Z, with the first document that came out with all of the allegations, it painted Activision Blizzard's workplace environment like a fucking dirty frat house. They were apparently always partying and drinking at the office. It made it sound like they were doing keg stands and boofing Bud Light in the bathtub. fucking butt-chugging competitions. They even had something called, like, the Epstein Room. Like, it was fucked up. So, apparently alcohol was just so big at the Activision workplace. Now, to continue and summarize, the female employee reported these incidents to Sledgehammer's HR department, but nothing happened, and then eventually threatened a lawsuit against the company. Within months of receiving that email, Activision reached an out-of-court settlement with the woman, who had also reported one of the incidents to the police. Mr. Kotick didn't inform the company's board of directors about the alleged rapes or the settlement, at least according to people with knowledge of the board. An absolutely gross situation here, made even more despicable by the fact that no matter what she did, she couldn't get help from the company. This is also extremely important because this shows that it wasn't just isolated to the Blizzard insane asylum. It wasn't just fucking Blizzard over there where all the bad shit was happening, like a lot of people were saying, like, oh, Activision's fine, it was just those Blizzard hooligans going wild. No, Activision's great, it just Blizzard was being naughty. This is clearly much more than just Blizzard. This is full-on Activision has a problem. This is Sledgehammer Games, which is an Activision-owned company. It is not associated with Blizzard. These are two separate departments, so clearly this stretches beyond just Blizzard. And this woman couldn't get any help, and the only thing that she did get was an out-of-court settlement, and Bobby Kotick doing his best to pretend it never happened and keep it away from his board of directors. Truly disgusting. It goes on to say that there are documents, memos, emails, regulatory requests, and interviews which show that he knew about the allegations of employee misconduct in many parts of the company and didn't inform the board of directors about everything he knew. He just kept all of it under wraps the best he could in order to try and prevent it from becoming a more public-facing issue. It then says Mr. Kotick has been subpoenaed in the Securities and Exchange Commission investigation. They're looking into what he knew about the alleged incidents and what he told other employees, the board of directors, and investors. Bobby's big brain strategy to handle all of this was basically just closing his eyes and pretending it wasn't happening, even though he was fully aware of everything going on. Even when an employee took her own life due to coworkers sharing her nudes, nothing changed at the company. It continued to be this disgusting, toxic fucking cesspool of dog shit. Since the California lawsuit, Activision has received more than 500 reports from current and former employees alleging harassment, sexual assault, bullying, and pay disparities and other issues. This is also not surprising at all, and I imagine that number is only going to continue to grow. Towards the bottom of the page, there's another thing I'd like to mention here. In August, Activision named a longtime employee, Jennifer O'Neill, to be Blizzard's co-head. And then she shortly after resigned, stating it was clear that the company would never prioritize our people the right way. She also mentioned that she was also sexually harassed earlier in her career at Activision, and even recalled a party in 2007 with none other than the boogeyman Bobby Kotick there, where there were scantily clad women dancing on stripper poles and a DJ that was encouraging women to drink more so men could have a better time. It really does seem like any woman who walked through the Activision Blizzard doors wasn't leaving until she was sexually harassed or assaulted. It's like they weren't walking into work. They were walking into like an incel fan club. It's fucking crazy. All of these stories all have so much in common with each other, so it seems super normalized at Activision Blizzard. And again, they have done nothing over the years to fix it, except Bobby Kotick doing his best to sweep it under the rug. Now, there is a massive employee walkout happening right now at Activision Blizzard that is demanding that Bobby Kotick resign. Now, you'd think the board of directors would also be pissed at Bobby Kotick, considering he withheld crucial information from them, swept extremely important company problems under the rug, and didn't share any of this information with the board of directors. You'd think they'd be fucking fuming, literally pissing in their britches, ready to fucking blast him in the ass. But you'd be wrong, because the board of directors stands behind him 100%. They are literal cucks. Bobby Kotick is cucking his board, and they're totally fine with it. Here's their statement. The Activision Blizzard board remains committed to the goal of making Activision Blizzard the most welcoming and inclusive company in the industry. It is without a doubt the most welcoming company to sexual predators in the industry, so I guess they did succeed in this mission here. Under Bobby Kotick's leadership, the company is already implementing industry-leading changes, including a zero-tolerance harassment policy, a dedication to achieving significant increase to the percentage of women and non-binary people in our workforce, and significant internal and external investments to accelerate opportunities for diverse talent. I love how they really parade around this new zero tolerance policy they've implemented as if it's some kind of innovative new idea and revolutionary, never been done before. Oh, you're finally going to stop letting employees sexually harass and sexually assault other employees? Wow. 20 years later, oh my god, you guys are fucking heroes. Whoa, you're really breaking new ground. It's never been done before. You're not going to allow them to sexually assault each other? Oh my god, how, are you sure? They then go on to state that they're hiring more women and more non-binary people in their workforce in order to improve the amount of diverse talent that they have. But what does that have to do with anything here? Like, why does this seem like a good thing to them? Like, after all of these women have come forward about how awful they were treated at the company, this honestly just sounds like more of a threat. Like, hey, Activision Blizzard is hiring more women. Come on, ladies, so we can grope you. We need some fresh meat to sexually harass over here at Activision Blizzard. Hiring more women. Don't forget, ladies, come on in. Like, this makes no sense. Like, there's no one that's going to read this after all of these things came out about all of these women who have been sexually assaulted at that company and, like, start pumping their fists like, oh, good, this company's hiring. I can't wait to apply. And I love this last sentence here, a nice little cherry on top of the poopy cake. The board remains confident that Bobby Kotick appropriately addressed workplace issues brought to his attention when it was revealed over a lot of multiple sources that he withheld all of the information from this very board that is now sucking his small cock. Oh my god, that just feels amazing to read. They're actual cucks. The goals we have set for ourselves are both critical and ambitious. The board remains confident in Bobby Kotick's leadership, commitment, and ability to achieve these goals. Oh yes, Bobby Senpai, lead us to more money, please! As you can see, the board of directors here at Activision Blizzard's pretty fucking stupid. Like, they're pretty dumb. And let's just go ahead and take a peek at their stock market prices. Let's see how they're doing today. You know, it's been about 24 hours. I mean, I wonder if they even took a real hit from this. Ooh, that's stinky. Wow, look at that. On November 16th, you can really see that drop. Man, look at that. That's that Bobby Kotick leadership coming into play right there. Oh, goodness me. Surely it won't keep dropping, right? Like, oh my, that wouldn't make any sense. I mean, they're 100 and something employees are already walking out. I mean, that's all spelling like nothing but success for Activision Blizzard. And the way they're handling this situation is remarkable. They're doing everything right. Yeah, it feels good to look at that chart there. Hopefully it'll be even lower tomorrow and continues to plummet until Bobby Kotick resigns. He is a genuine problem and a horrible, horrible leader. That company has experienced so much terrible shit that was brushed under the rug for way, way, way too long. And I'm super happy to see all of it being brought to the public attention now. Like I said, it's the easiest boycott in the world not to buy Blizzard games because they don't make anything good at all. And that extends to Activision as well. I already regretted buying Call of Duty Vanguard, and I regret it 20 times more now than I did having played through that insufferable shit experience. It's awful. And I don't know how people can continue to defend this company. I understand if you like their games, you don't want to recognize how awful the people behind the games are, but Jesus Christ, at least stop trying to defend it and make excuses for them. They're not paying you to be their damage control or their PR, so stop doing it. It's just, this is awful, indefensible stuff. And I really do hope for a good conclusion for everyone that was involved in this situation and all of the victims at Activision Blizzard. I wish them the best. Yeah, that's about it. See ya.